Hello and welcome everyone to today's edition of GG Shop Talk. I am your host Brendan Mills.
And I'm half asleep.
Yes, you are half asleep today. Now, I think you need to start telling people what your name is as well. Because if you're new to this, unless I say it, they don't know. So who are you?
That's a good question. Who am I? Who are any of us really? That is the great question.
You can't answer a straightforward question.
Or can I? Are you just misinterpreting my answers?
No, I'm not. No. Right, this is Ian White, also known as Gus the Hut from Twitch.tv. Right, I hope we've got a good shop talk for you today. We're doing this differently the way we've been doing in the past. We do it a bit more on the fly, and it's a bit more organic. So let's see how it progresses. We're going to be reviewing the Sunday preview.
Yeah, absolutely orgasmic, yeah.
Organic.
That's what I said.
Right. We're going to be reviewing the Sunday preview and a few of the other news. There was actually a news article last night. I can't remember if it was on Sky News or BBC News, but I can find it because I saved it on my phone and I'll have a read. It's a statement from the CEO of Games Workshop, which is quite interesting, yeah, about why their profits have dropped.
Because everyone's gone back to work and nobody's at home bored looking for things to do.
No, it was Dominion.
Partially. Well, that too. They released a big product and put loads of money into it that nobody wanted,
and then they had to sell it for less than they were selling it to trade for.
Yeah.
Right. Then we're going to move on to. So we're going to go to through GW News. Then we're going to talk about my favourite game right now, World of Tanks, a little bit more. I know people might be getting bored of it, but I'm loving it right now. And then there's a bit of
well, if the sales for the shop are anything to go by, people are loving it.
Yeah, people are loving it.
People are loving it. It's flying off the shelves.
It really is, yeah. Then we're gonna give you a bit of GG news, a little bit of Law Gus with listeners' questions, and to be honest, I think that then we'll just have a general chat if we've got any other time left after that. So yeah, I think that's gonna be.
I'll have some good Geek Out next week.
What are you watching? Hold on a second. That's for Geek Out. Save it for Geek Out.
Oh.
Okay, cool. Right, shall we get on over to GW News? Right, so the let's see if we can find on this list the Sunday preview.
Should be there.
There we are. Sunday preview. A massive box set sees an ancient grudge reignited in this week's Sunday preview.
Isn't that like 2 weeks in a row for a big box, or was there a gap?
I don't know. What was last week?
Was the Shadow Throne box? Was that last week or was that the week before?
That was before Christmas, Shadow Throne.
Oh yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, because I was thinking the G Silicots and Custodies came out last week that should have come out at the same time as the box.
Yeah. It was just the codexes and the stuff like that. So we've got in here, what's it? Fury of the Deep? Is that what it's called again? Fury of the Deep. Yeah. Okay. We reviewed this before Christmas. We had a look at what the models were coming in it. We thought they look pretty cool, but there's nothing new in it, or there's one unit new of each faction.
Yeah, there's one mod. The character model from each one is new.
Yeah, those,
which is pretty standard for these boxes.
Yeah.
To be fair.
So it's these two models, which will probably come out in about 3 to 4 months anyway as a item. Maybe in the next year.
Yeah, sometime in the future, within the next X number of months, these will be available separately somehow.
Yeah. So this is the only way to get these units right now is to buy this box. So they're pretty decent units. Nice I like them.
And it's a classic old matchup as well, elves versus dwarves.
Yeah, true. And in every rendition of any stories told about mystical elves and dwarves,
any setting that has elves and dwarves,
they hate each other.
Well, they don't even hate each other. It's more of a we don't get on. we tolerate each other, but we don't get on.
Yeah, Lord of the Ring vibes going on right there.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at the box, the price hasn't been officially revealed yet. Obviously, there's lots of little leaks out there on the internet because since I'm a stockist,
125 quid.
since I'm a stockist, I'm not allowed to reveal the price.
That's the price that all of them have been.
No, it's not. There have been some 105s in the past for different boxes and 115s.
It's around the price point.
And there's a new Warhammer Underworlds box coming out.
I really like
as
this.
well. What is it you like about it? Oh, I like that dude.
It's a pirate.
Oh, it is.
It's a pirate.
Yeah.
Yarr! It's a pirate ogre.
Where's his peg leg? He ain't got a peg leg. Can we cut it off and put a peg leg there?
You probably. The goblin's got peg leg.
Oh, he has. So can we cut off his leg and put that little tiny leg on it?
And I really love the monkey.
Oh, that's cool.
I love the monkey with like the little dagger in his tail. He's just ready to shank you.
It's scary, that monkey. Like, you wouldn't want to come across that monkey at all, ever.
I mean, there's even talk that he might become more popular than the crab. I can't see it, but he's a cool little monkey.
He is a cool little monkey. I like the pirate model as well. I like the belly shield. That's a nice little addition.
That's a fairly standard ogre.
Okay, I'm not
Yeah,
too familiar with ogres. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that is exactly what that is.
You've got to protect the most important part, and that's where the
exactly.
food goes.
Oh yeah.
Food
Totally.
goes right there.
Get in my belly.
And there's a new card deck to get for Harrow Deep.
Illusionary Might.
Now, is Warhammer Underworlds a card game, but you use miniatures with it? I'm a bit confused how... I think I need to play it.
It's a bit like how you have in World of Tanks, which
Right.
you're familiar with. You
These
have
are
like the little upgrade
part.
cards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. Oh, Blood Bowl. Oh, this is just pitch and dugouts.
But it's a nurgly pitch,
And
I really love those dice. Actually.
those dice are awesome, actually.
Yeah, they're actually like they're
Transparent, luminous,
yeah.
neon green.
Yeah, although from the look
That's
of
going to
it,
be really hard to read.
yeah, they're going to be horrible to read on the table. They're not actually very practical, but they're pretty.
Yeah, so there's one D6 here I'm looking at where...
My colour blindness is going mental right now.
You're triggered.
I'm like, I'm sure there's numbers on those dice.
Look, there's 3 sides there that we can see on one of those D6s, and I think they're different symbols, but I can't tell.
No.
Hopefully in person they might look different. There's an Aeronautica companion book.
Because everybody plays that.
Yeah, skip past that quickly. New White Dwarf coming out. Anything interesting about this? Free inside. Grand Tournament secondary objective cards.
Oh, nice.
That's not too bad, is it? There'll be a flashpoint, so that's a battle report, isn't it?
Yes, think so. I'm not sure. I haven't actually in-depth read a White Dwarf in a long time.
Gene Stealer Colts in Kill Team.
Cool. Yeah, they've slowly but surely been adding extra rules for Kill Team into White Dwarf, ones that haven't necessarily been fleshed out properly in the new edition of the game.
Okay.
I have had conversations with some people that are a little bit annoyed about this way of doing things, where they just want all the rules for all of the factions there in the box. They don't want to have to buy extra things. They don't want to have to buy issues of White Dwarf. They don't have to wait for issues of White Dwarf for the faction that they play. It's one of those. It's like anything like this. These games, they're a constantly evolving and changing thing.
Yeah.
So it's very. I mean, I understand the frustration of some people where it's. I just want to play with the thing. I just want to play with the cool thing.
Buy World of Tanks.
Well, yeah, but even that, you don't get everything in the box.
What do you mean?
Well, for instance, if you want all of the upgrade cards, you have to buy all of the tanks.
Got you. Right. And even then, I
Yeah.
think, like I said yesterday...
Yeah. When people want to play a game, they want to
you
make
bought-
a single purchase and then go, right, this is it.
Right.
This is the game.
But then the problem with doing things like that is it doesn't...
It doesn't allow for any expansion.
Yeah, it doesn't. One, it doesn't allow for an expansion. It then becomes a very finite, a very defined endpoint to what the sales can be for that product line.
Yeah.
So once you've saturated your local market, if you're a local only, for instance, you're done.
It gives the game a shelf life.
Yeah,
which
shelf
you don't
life.
want.
You don't want a shelf life.
You don't want. Once everybody's playing it, once everybody has played it, they're like, well, we're done with that now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But when something is constantly evolving and constantly changing, it's constantly being refreshed. It's constantly new.
Yeah.
And something is new about it. So people want to keep coming back. That's how they run their business model. And it's a good business model.
To be honest, that's how the companies that are surviving, that is how everyone's running it. The companies that are not, the companies that are seeing problems, Star Wars Legion, Star Wars X-Wing, the amount of times that company has changed ownership between I think it's owned by Asmodee now, when it was owned by Fantasy Flight Games. It's not been sold because it's popular. It's been sold because the company that made it wanted rid of it.
Yeah.
Because you don't sell something if it's making you buckets of money.
Yeah. We'll see, that's the thing as well. There is another side to the community that is happy with the way things are, but they don't want to have to pay for it. So they want like these like articles that are just about a single faction that already exist miniature-wise.
Or they want...
They just want them to put out a PDF.
Yeah, PDF online.
For them to download and just go, right, there's your rules. They're free. Off you go.
I can understand that side of it. I really can.
Yeah, I can too, but at the same time, at the end of the day, these are game developers. That this is their job. This is what they're paid to do. And if you're sitting there for like spending 3 weeks writing a set of rules for a particular faction, then that's 3. And then you just put it out. That's 3 weeks that you've been paying those like a team of developers.
Yeah, it's research and development. There is a cost to it.
Yeah, that all of a sudden you're not getting any return on.
And plus, what they're doing essentially when they put these rules into White Dwarf is they're actually adding value to White Dwarf. You're not just reading the articles. They're putting some. It might have cost them X amount of hundreds of pounds or thousands of pounds to write these new rules, but they're not charging any extra for that White Dwarf. They're putting that in there, so it's value added, basically.
Well, I mean, back in the day when I first started and that, you had all these like hobby articles and that, how to kit bash things and new rules for your faction.
Yeah.
That was all in White Dwarf. In fact, most of White Dwarf was, for a long time, like back in the Rogue Trader era, it was the only source of new rules for the game. That's what White Dwarf was.
Okay.
Fast forward a little bit of time and they stopped doing that. They started putting out books with rules in, and White Dwarf was just a look at these miniatures that are coming out this month, and that's all it was.
So it was a Sunday preview.
Yeah, but basically, but at the beginning of the month they said, look at everything we're releasing this month. Isn't it? Doesn't it look cool? We'll write a few articles about it, and that was it. And people complained that they wanted more content. Now that they're
doing battle reports,
now that they're adding that content,
they're complaining.
People are saying, "Well, why can't I get that content free?" It's like you can't have your cake and eat it.
You know what? Right, stop right there.
I know exactly what you're going to say here.
I don't know where that phrase comes from, because if I have a cake, I want to eat it.
Yes, but then you can't have it. If you've eaten it, you don't have cake. That's the point of the phrase.
Not I have it, now I eat it. It's you can't have your cake.
You want to eat it and have it.
And still have it to eat.
I want to have cake, but I want to eat it.
Well, yeah, that's obvious.
But if I eat it, I don't have cake.
Well, that's obvious, though.
Yeah, but that's the point of the phrase. People want to have their cake and eat it.
Right. Who's wanted to just have a cake, though? I haven't wanted to have a cake.
I do like the idea that...
Sorry, Paige?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but the thing is, I don't just want to have a cake. I just want to eat a cake. No one wants to have a cake.
Oh, no. I quite like the idea.
Yeah, or what, of having a cake?
No, I quite like the idea of being somewhere, like maybe at work and going, ooh, at home, I have cake. Yeah, it just gets me through my day. Knowing that there's cake. But if I've eaten the cake, there's no cake to look forward to.
Oh, Paige just said, what? Ooh.
never-ending supply
Is it
random cake.
Is it a Viennese finger? Oh no, it's not a cake, but still. Is it a brownie? Is a brownie a cake? I think it's a cake. Brownie a cake?
Kind of cakey.
No,
It's a
So what is it? It's not a biscuit. It's not a cake.
It's kind of cake.
I think it's a cake.
what is a brownie?
You can have chocolate fudge brownie cake.
Ooh.
I suppose then that's kind of redundant. Then if brownie is cake, then why would you have a brownie cake?
It literally says a small square of rich chocolate cake.
Yeah.
There you
Brownie is a cake.
Brownie is cake.
Yeah. That is it. We have solved the crisis. It is over. Brownie is a cake.
End stream.
End stream. We're done.
Yeah. but now I'm lamenting the fact that I haven't eaten cake and I don't have cake either.
So it's
I
not,
actually can't eat cake and I don't have it.
so it's even worse.
Yeah.
The crisis isn't over, guys. Right, so getting back. In this White Dwarf issue, today's rule updates for the Aussie Arc Bone Reapers as well. So yeah, and much more as it says on the cover there.
Yeah.
Right there, where I can highlight a picture. That's nuts. And new from the Black Library. No. Warhammer Plus. What is that?
Oh, yeah, what is that? Win a set of Hammer and Bolter art prints.
Terms and conditions apply. So where's their T's and C's then? Where is it? Where is it?
It's probably just everyone.
White Dwarf want to be delayed until... Right, okay, it's got 1 star on it, right? 1 star. See it? Terms and conditions apply. But it doesn't provide... Want to own a piece of Warhammer history, set of 6... Before... Right, want to own a piece of Warhammer history. This set of 6 beautiful concept art prints showcase never before seen artwork from the development of 5 Hammer and Bolter episodes are prize for this exclusive competition. All you have to do to be in with a chance of winning is to sign up before the 31st journey. Only 20 of these rare art prints sets exist. You get the chance to win, as well as access all the phenomenal content available. By making sure you're a Warhammer Plus member this month, if you're already a subscriber, no fear, you'll be entered into prize draw automatically. That's quite nice. That last sentence, I was hoping it was there, but I was expecting it not to be. So I'm actually really pleasantly surprised by that. I think that's good. That's definitely the way to go.
I'm just looking forward. I've only got 3 months left until I get my Vindicator Assassin miniature from Warhammer Plus.
Is that to get it 2 months early or 3 months early? I can't
3
remember.
months early. Yeah.
Right, now, what I'm a little bit annoyed by is, you know how I had the issues of going over from the 40k app over to Warhammer Plus, and it didn't work properly for me because I was in-app purchase subscribed rather than signed up.
Right.
I don't think I'm getting mine early, which is annoying.
Maybe. You just have to wait till August.
Yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? Okay, it looks like we've got a little bit of content this week from Warhammer Plus. You got a Realmstone Lore Masters. What's a Realmstone? I guess that's Age of Sigmar.
Yeah, it's Age of Sigmar. I think that's something to do with, like, because you've got the different realms, like the realm of chaos, the realm of beasts, the realm of iron, the realm
it's
of
a
fire.
stone.
Yeah, there's obviously like some sort of infinity
Stone.
Yeah, infinity stone type thing. So obviously it contains the essence of every. I don't know. I'm just guessing here.
Now this next one, the masterclass here, I think that's a really interesting one to watch. Realistic fur, especially in Age of Sigmar. There's quite a lot of units that incorporate fur into their armor or into their like the beasts they have.
I'm painting one right now.
What is it you're painting?
The
cow.
Alarith, Spirit of the Mountain.
Okay.
Yeah.
What fur is on that?
So underneath the armor and that is like this big sort of cow beast thing, and he's got like little furry tufts.
Okay.
On his
So that would be quite interesting to watch.
Yeah. I might actually give that one an in-depth view, and it might change the way that I'm going to be painting it. So
Fair enough. I'm wondering if you can apply the same techniques to fur as you could to feathers. I know they're not the same, guys. Trust me. But
similar.
I'm just wondering if you can.
Similar.
Apply that.
Feathers tend to be a lot finer, so probably a lot of like the dry brush techniques that might be involved in fur won't apply to feathers, where you have to actually individually line every strand of the feather because it's so fine that a dry brush wouldn't pick it up.
Got ya. Fair enough. Over to the Warhammer Vault. Imperial Armour, Volume 3, the Taros campaign.
This is actually a really good book. I actually own the actual physical book of this
cool.
one because it was, I want to say, fourth edition, 40k. Go fourth and fifth and sixth and everything that followed that. It had all the Tau stuff in there. So basically, everything that was Forge World at the time that was Tau, all of the rules for it were in that book, and it also had the Battlefleet Gothic and stuff. Now this is now grossly out of date rules wise, but the campaign set. I mean, it was a book that was that thick.
Damn.
And it was all like an ongoing campaign with like missions and that you could play through. And
Right.
but yeah, it detailed this particular planet Taros, which is like this desert planet that the Tau and the Imperium were basically fighting over, and it was like this important strategic spot. And so there was just this huge long campaign that spanned several like years.
So what's the point of them releasing this?
So
If it's seriously out of date.
all the rule stuff is out of date, but all of the lore stuff in there, like I said, it was a thick book. Of about that much of it was rules.
Right, got you. Okay, that's cool. That's interesting. I guess that's one thing that you miss out on if you are a new person to any Games Workshop game. Is if there has been 30 years of lore, they don't have a repository of lore that you can read.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. Which is what the Warhammer Vault is now.
No, yeah, okay. No, that's fair enough. That is fair enough, yeah. But I suppose it is its own galaxy, its own universe. It's like its own MCU, for instance.
Well, it's the number of books that they've produced over the years, with each with their own unique snippet of lore and information. Nothing is ever, very rarely ever repeated. I mean, you've got your main points like the Horus Heresy and things like that. That's something that's referenced a lot. But a lot of these like individual sort of skirmishes and engagements, they're in that one book, and as soon as that book's no longer available, you don't have access to that lore anymore. And there is so much of it.
Yeah,
so much.
That's that's I guess why you've got that. Whenever I read a bit of lore about something, and I say, but it says this, and you're like, well, it actually means this because you've got the background knowledge to actually that's based upon, when I haven't. So therefore, you actually can interpret that a little bit better. Yes, Paige?
I'm just earwigging. Would it be like, because obviously you know you've got codexes for each faction.
Yes.
If they've done it so, like, they've done something where it is the entirety of what the lore of a certain thing.
Like
a backlog of it, so it's like the whole up-to-date.
Like an encyclopedia for each faction.
Yeah.
That's what you would want them to release.
No, would that be of any use, or is that just a waste of time?
It's a difficult one because a lot of these sort of like lore books and everything and that, they usually pit like one particular faction against one particular other faction. And if you were then to include everything of, say, the Tau, you'd then have to include all of their individual...
the reasons why that lore is that
lore.
Yeah,
all of the individual factions that they were against. But then if you then went to, say, like Orcs, and there was a crossover with the Tau one, you'd then be repeating that piece of lore, but then including everything else that includes the Orcs.
No, or the thing is, what you could have, like, you know, at school, you learnt about the Romans, right? Yes, they if a Roman fought the, I don't know, I can't remember what the Germans were called back then, but the landmass of where Germany is.
Saying, get Pager Mike.
You learnt about the Romans and their era. That was a history book, but they didn't then delve off into the other factions that they were up against. So you could, in essence, I think what Paige's trying to get at, if you had a book for the history of each faction or each race, that would be quite interesting.
Actual history, if you had a book and it gives you a snippet, but then it goes for more references on this, find whatever.
That would be interesting. Like So if you did. So if they said, well, you know, the first expansion in Tau, they had the first expansion, then the second expansion. But if you actually wanted to hear about the first planet they actually conquered after the fact, you can't find that information right now.
Well, a lot of the sort of base like who the race are, where they come
They're
from.
the background,
That's
the
usually
overview.
That's usually in each
Codex, yeah.
And when they reproduce a codex, they include that, but then they might expand on it a little bit
Yeah.
further.
I'm just
Each time.
wondering
So
if
basically, you don't need the older
no.
Tau codexes. You just need
Yeah.
the current one.
But if you want to get more in-depth knowledge about a particular thing that they mention in the lore, it would be handy if they then said, "Here's where you can find it," because otherwise you've got to know where to find it.
Yeah, 'cause there's 40 books and
Yeah, the thing you got to realise though is there is an entire galaxy of stories to
No,
tell.
I get it.
And like each of these like individual snippets of lore just revolve around like one planet.
So,
And it's like
you know what they need, and I think it probably is in existence. You need a fandom wiki. And I think there is a fandom wiki out there anyway,
Yes,
so
there
you
is,
could probably just go down and find
Lexicanium is a
Yeah.
good one. So.
Okay, that's fine. Moving on, White Dwarf, November, December, and January. That's 2012 to 2013. They're quite old ones, coming up to 9 years old for some of those.
I think that was actually back in the days where they were producing White Dwarf weekly.
Wow. Okay. Well, it says November. Oh, so it'll be multiple issues in each one.
Yeah, November, December, and January. They might be single issues. There was a time when
Right.
White Dwarf, they stopped their regular like monthly numbering, and they went to a weekly publication. They did it for about a year.
Okay, cool. And then on to the animation of Hammer and Bolter this week. This is Cadia Stands. So I'm guessing this is where Cadia stands.
Yeah.
The bottoms.
Spoiler alert! It blew up.
More content added every Wednesday, just not much of it. Right, that is it from GW News on their website. Let me see if I can read out this message from the... where do I find it? Saved stories. Okay, Warhammer owner, Sky News, it was on last night, or yesterday. Warhammer owner Games Workshop reveals profit hits from surge in costs. It might well be a surge in costs.
Surging costs because they ordered too many.
Yeah, quite literally. So, right, I will quickly read this out. It's not a long one, guys, so bear with me. The cost of hiring new staff, paying existing ones more, and investing in new facilities has led to a drop in profits at the games retailer and miniatures manufacturer Games Workshop. Okay?
But it's a drop in profits after a bumper year. So it's like, it's not really a drop, it's just a return to normal.
Yeah. Pre-tax profits for 6 months to the end of November fell by 4% to 88.2 million. Now, guys, I want to just...
But didn't they increase by 25% the previous year?
No, but I want to actually just pick out that says pre-tax profits. So that's before they take into considering corporation tax or anything else, right? For the 6 months to the end of November fell by 4%. So that's profits fell by 4%. So the
Drop in the ocean.
88 million. It's only a 4% drop, and they're still getting 88.2 million in profits.
Yeah.
Obviously, they have to pay tax on that. Well, hopefully they pay tax on that. Okay. Despite a 3% rise in sales to 191.5 million. Right. What this is telling me, guys, this is obviously all before tax. So this is raw data. This is gross. Okay. 3% rise in sales to 191.5 million. So if you extrapolate that, take the two figures into account, their costs, because all that this will be the rise in their sales and their profits. So you can work out pretty much what their costs are involved, and that's their cost of staffing costs, distribution, manufacturing, everything.
They have a lot of overheads.
110 million is their costs. So they're
I'd like to see what their turnover is.
their sales, that's what their turnover is. 3% rise in sales, that is their turnover.
Right. So their costs are...
110 million.
Yeah. So, yeah. Wow.
That's a big... Normally, companies aren't at a 40% profit margin.
No.
They are.
Yeah. They're doing good.
They're doing really well.
They're doing good. I mean,
Right. The company, best known for its Warhammer games, said that its cost base included additional shipping and freight costs of 2 million in wake of Brexit over the period. That's probably correct because a lot of their market share, at least in Europe, is Europe. As in, we're part of Europe, and we obviously the UK is going to have a big percentage of that.
I mean, they do have distribution and production in mainland Europe. So,
but that's since Brexit. They opened that up just before Brexit because of Brexit. So that's what they're basically saying.
Well, yeah.
Because before Brexit was a thing, they didn't have a warehouse in Germany. Now they have.
Did they not?
No, that's why they had to redo all the spray can labels.
Right, gotcha.
Because on the spray can labels, it now says UK, and on the one for Europe, it will say Germany.
Right.
It was also highlighted an extra 2.9 million bill from warehousing and logistic costs. It's probably because they're having to pay for Dominion to be sat on the shelf.
Yeah.
Because, trust me, they don't keep enough warehouse space for them to keep that much products in stock. So they rent that.
It's also as well because they probably had to expand their sort of production facilities and that because of like COVID working restrictions and things like that they implemented.
So they probably...
Because even when they shut down in 2020, when they came back, they were working on a drastically reduced capacity because they couldn't have as many people on the shop floor.
Yeah. They
social
couldn't fit them in.
distancing and everything.
Yeah.
So they've had to then put money into more production facilities just so that the workers can go back to work.
And they would have been renting those facilities rather than that being part of their normal outlay of books. Chief Executive Kevin Roundtree said that the firm had not delivered to its full potential. That's Dominion. That sentence right there. Not delivered to its full potential. That is Dominion right there. Guarantee it. Because I can guarantee you Indomitus did them wonders the year before.
Because it had Space Marines in it.
Yep. Due to having to delay... and then it says... did not deliver to its full potential due to having to delay some of its new products because of widely publicised global shipping constraints as COVID continues to disrupt production and trade. No. I disagree. Yes, you've delayed it, but once it's out, it should sell the same as it would be if you didn't delay it.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is that they should be like twice the number of products in the market by now. But due to the delays, they would have got more product out by now.
No, but they also had delays before the shipping crisis because of COVID.
Yeah, but that has then had a knock-on effect of rolling that over. There are products that we should already have in our hands that we don't.
No, I agree, but the same...
That people are sitting there going, I want to give you my money, but you won't give me the thing. I want the thing, and you can have my money.
He told investors he was excited by the continued expansion online of the Warhammer hobby. That's us. That's this. The continuing expansion online of the Warhammer hobby. Basically, they are seeing an increase in sales through stockists because they're too expensive. That is it. We are on the front foot, confident in our ability to continue to deliver our strategy. Our commitment to focus on real cash returns and return on capital continues to deliver honest and consistent returns to our owners. We will continue to try our best in the period reported. We have delivered just that. We have proven once again that Warhammer Hobby creates exciting experiences and allows people around the world to come together and have some fun. We continue... How many times do you want to write the word we continue? We continue to focus on making the best miniatures in the world and to document and deliver an exciting operational plan. Free trade analyst Gemma Boothroyd said of the company's update, Games Workshop responded to its supply chain kerfuffles by increasing its focus on digital products, securing the computer game licensing deal with Nexon Co. By selling the games remotely, the firm can cumulatively circumnavigate hiccups from producing and distributing chunky physical products instead. What's up?
Oh, sorry.
I just wanted to get through that. It's a load of drivel. Basically, they messed up a few times this year. They didn't... what did they mess up first? Let's just do our own review. They messed up on Curse City.
Big time.
And they didn't communicate properly, so that created bad blood. They overestimated Dominion. and then they massively discounted Dominion. And they also, in my opinion, released too many box sets that were priced over £100.
Yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
So if there is a 4% drop in profit, their shares fell. This is what I think's hilarious. Their shares, because of this release of 4% drop in profits, fell by 11%. That's going to do more harm to the bottom line of the investors than the 4% drop. What are you thinking? What, you're going to sell up because there was a 4% drop? A 4% is nothing.
Yeah, but it's a drop. But like people in the financial world, they see the word drop and they go, sell. We don't want this. Get rid of it. Get rid of it before it drops more.
Right, okay. I think we've thrashed out GW news enough today. So let us move on. What should we talk about now?
Things.
Right, do you have any geeking? Geeking?
Not a huge amount, actually. I'm actually really...
I've completed Hawkeye.
Oh, finally.
Yes, finally. Such an awesome
So you didn't
end.
finish it in time for Christmas?
No. I
No.
didn't. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, I get it.
You get that reference.
I get that reference. So
You didn't get Hawkeye back in time for Christmas.
no, I
That's
didn't.
Bad of you.
I failed. I broke the promise. What an awesome series, though.
Wasn't bad.
It was. I found the final fight scene a bit too much, and I'm sorry if there's that many tracksuit gang members.
They were hilarious, though.
Yeah, it was. The
They were
scene,
absolutely hilarious.
okay, if you don't take the scene seriously, which you shouldn't, obviously.
No.
It's funny. It is, and the different, the very fact they made so
No,
much.
but I think you should take that seriously because I believe that when you have like gangs and at the end of the day, they're people. They are people, and they have lives outside.
Oh,
of
you're
the
talking
gang.
about where he said, "Oh, thank you, by the way."
Yeah.
About the way that I speak to my my lady. Oh, did it work? Yes, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get
Yeah,
it. That's
I love those like little
snippets.
Yeah,
snippets.
I just love that they add that little bit of extra detail. They don't just make them two-dimensional.
No, that's fine. I agree. I'm just meaning about literally the 300 tracksuit men that appear. Is the Kingpin the same person out of Daredevil?
Yes,
The same actor?
same actor.
I thought so.
Yep.
And Daredevil, that came out like 6 years ago, did it not?
You seen Spider-Man yet?
Yes.
You have. Okay. There's another crossover with that.
Kingpin's in that.
No.
Did I miss something?
Right.
Yeah, I think
Everybody, put your fingers in your ears for the next 30 seconds, and I'll give you a thumbs up.
And if you're on podcast, count for 30 seconds.
Yeah. Daredevil's in Spider-Man.
Yes, I know that.
He's the lawyer.
I thought you. I realised that. Sorry, I thought you meant to do specifically with. Yeah. Okay. No,
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Right, you're
So
safe.
does that mean that we can expect a new series of Daredevil because of Kingpin and because of the time with Spider-Man?
Maybe.
I
The thing-
quite like that actor of Daredevil. I
It
quite
will
like
be
him.
Marvel produced though, and I think Netflix actually has the rights to those shows at the moment.
The very fact that Daredevil is in the Spider-Man film.
Yeah, but that's a movie.
Yeah, I understand that,
Yeah.
but they still would have had to have sought permission from Netflix.
They probably did. They probably just said, "Here goes a load of money. We're going to use the character that you currently have the rights to."
Right. Okay.
We technically
although
own, but
it could be that it was Sony that sold the rights to Netflix, but had a caveat in it, and then they could use it in the film. It could be something like that. Yes, Paige, go ahead. Speak loudly.
hasn't it been nearly a month since Spider-Man? So can you not?
No, we can't, and I'll tell you the reason why.
Why?
Sony have got an extended cut of Spider-Man that was revealed either yesterday or this morning. That they're releasing it into cinemas soon for an extended cut. So therefore, and the reason why they're doing it.
in all fairness, though, if anybody did catch that spoiler, and that it takes place in the first 5 minutes,
and
of the
it's not a
film.
spoiler. It doesn't ruin the story.
Kind of. It is quite a nice surprise.
It's an Easter egg, not a
yeah,
spoiler.
It's quite a nice one, and people just going,
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But my point is,
Why? What? So they're releasing it basically again in cinemas.
they're releasing it again in cinemas because they want to get the world's biggest grossing film.
Yeah, no, I know. They're just cheeky.
James Cameron will just re-release Avatar again if that happens.
Yeah, but he only re-released it in China, so I suppose you could re-release it anywhere else. But it will happen.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
they'll just do another extended, like remastered, revisualized, retouched, airbrushed, special edition of Avatar
We've
again.
taken that freckle off.
Yeah.
Control Room.
Yeah.
When are they re-releasing Spider-Man into cinema, the extended cut?
I don't know. I just saw that Sony are looking to release the extended cut.
There you go.
There was no other details.
But on the similar front, I'm looking forward to this evening because Eternals is on Disney Plus.
Yes, it is. We are going to hopefully watch it over the weekend. I think. So, yeah. that'd
So
be
we'll
quite
definitely
cool.
have a geek out about that next week.
Yes, because I haven't seen it. I wanted to see it on the cinema. What is it I read? Or was it? It might have been you told me. Yes, it was you told me last week that all the Eternals are supposed to have the same powers.
Yeah, the original like comics and that.
Yeah.
They're all pretty much the same,
They're all basically Superman.
basically. But yeah, the MCU version, they gave them all individual powers on top of the standard powers that they all have, just to make them a bit more
Differentiate. Yeah.
just to make them a bit more interesting.
Yeah. So I'm not going to spoil Spider-Man because it is getting re-released, and I will probably go and watch the re-release of the Spider-Man in the cinema because I love that film. Love it.
Yeah, I probably won't watch the re-release. I'll probably wait for the DVD because they'll probably add even more on there for that. So
Or wait.
I've seen the film.
Or wait until it's on streaming.
Yeah, they're not going to have added anything extra that changes the film.
I'm hoping for a Easter egg that is in the extended bit that they purposely kept out.
Oh, there will be.
Yeah, I'm just
there
looking
will
out
be.
for that bit. So I've watched the rest of Hawkeye, and what I love about Hawkeye is I'm actually reading the Hawkeye comic currently, and the Hawkeye comic. Now, I consider Hawkeye because it's a TV series different to film. Guys, if I'm going to spoil the end of Hawkeye here, so if you don't want to listen, carry on. Don't listen. But Hawkeye in the comic, because actually it can't be a spoiler. It's been out in the comics for however many decades. Hawkeye was never a single person, ever. Maybe in the first couple of episodes. No, because I'm reading episode 1, 2. Yeah, no, Hawkeye was always a team. Was always a Hawkeye bloke and Hawkeye woman, always.
What?
Yep. Hawkeye is plural.
Wouldn't it be Hawkeyes?
No, but what I mean, it's all. That's why at the end of Hawkeye the series it says, she went, "Oh, what about Hawk Girl or Hawk this or Hawk that?" And he went, "I know. What about?" And then the symbol of Hawkeye came up.
Yeah.
And that's because in the comic they are actually the two people are one thing.
Yeah. Although this series is the first time that he's ever been referred to by that name
Yes, it is. Yeah,
in the MCU.
yeah. It is always Barton,
It was always just Clint. Yeah.
Clint Barton. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, which I will have to say, my one gripe about the Hawkeye series: not enough Hawkeye. Too much of her, not enough of him.
That's my point. She is Hawkeye.
Not during the series. She's not.
No, maybe not for the series, but for anyone that's read the comic, she was always Hawkeye.
She is the main. If I was told that you're getting your own series, you'll get your own series. Oh right, I'm the main character in it. Oh no, you're not the main character. but it's my name, my series. It's me. Yeah, but you're the support character.
I get you.
Yeah,
I get you.
yeah. He's not the main character in his own series.
This was that. But like you said, he's never been referred to as Hawkeye before.
But in that, he was a lot. And he was being referred to Hawkeye as if that was always the case.
I get you, but at the same time, they've done it very cleverly.
It's like people
here.
just going by him in the street going, "You're Hawkeye!"
No, right. Oh my God! I just remembered a couple things from it for a few Easter eggs. Did you notice on the cutscene at the end of the series, the musical of what did they call it, Captain Rogers or something?
Rogers the musical.
Rogers the musical. That there
was
is
great.
Ant-Man there.
Yeah, it's weird.
Because he wasn't at that battle.
He
No.
wasn't at the battle.
No.
Technically, was
No, because that was the Battle of New York, and he was.
Yeah.
He didn't come in until Civil War.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is because of the fact that they went back in time. And
No.
things has
Yeah,
been
and did you notice as well that when they did the group shot, the Ant-Man character was right in the middle?
Yeah.
So they were highlighting the fact that
Yes.
he shouldn't
It's
be
an
there.
Easter egg. It
Yeah.
is. I think
But
there
they're
is-
alluding to something.
there is going to be. I wonder if there's going to be an Ant-Man series. I don't know if they've announced it or not, or if there's going to be. There is another Ant-Man film coming out, I believe.
Not that I'm aware of.
I wonder if there's going to be something to do with Ant-Man, whether he appears in another series or movie that's not to do with him then, where it highlights him being or maybe not Ant-Man as in the character, the actor we know, the character we know.
There is an Ant-Man
maybe,
3 and it's
maybe Hank Pym
Yeah.
as Ant-Man.
Well, the working title for the Ant-Man 3 is called Quantumania.
Right.
So there's going to be time travel shenanigans
course,
in that
yeah.
film. Yeah, it was on the advanced sort of
Yeah.
release schedule. It's for it's
Pic-
down the line. But
Piccolo, Quantum Mania is due. Yeah.
it might be a Netflix series. So
Yeah.
not Netflix, Disney Plus.
But there was also they referred to it in Rogers the Musical, but the plaque didn't have him on it either. So why is it in? You know the plaque he's
Yeah,
in front of?
so it's a well-known fact that he wasn't there.
But then he was in the musical.
Yeah.
Ooh, there was another Easter egg. There was someone else that was in the musical that also wasn't on the plaque because there was only like 5 or 6 names on the plaque.
Yeah, but that's all there was. That's all there was for the first Avengers film.
No, I know, but there was like 7 characters on the musical stage, if I remember rightly. The Hulk, that's it. The Hulk wasn't on the plaque. Bruce Banner wasn't on the plaque,
Possibly.
which is interesting.
I'd have to go back and relook at that.
Yeah. Bruce Banner wasn't on the plaque.
Yeah, because that's a weird omission. Because it's not like people didn't notice he was there.
Like,
Yeah.
Half of the destruction was Tatari. The other half was the Hulk.
Yeah. It just let the Hulk loose. It's like, go, but
Smash.
Yeah.
Hulk smash. Right.
beat things up. Yeah.
I think that's enough about Hawkeye. But yes, the Hawkeye was always in the comics supposed to be 2 people. That's the reason why. But that's the thing. The TV series and the movies don't make it clear that they're now trying to fit in with the comics. So, anything you said you were doing a lot of geeking out in the next week, but you haven't done much this week? But anything at all?
Book of Boba Fett. I've been watching.
Oh my god, that is so good!
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
today.
We're only 2 episodes in so far, so
It is brilliant.
it's really good. It's really good so far.
You know what I said last week about the fact that TV series used to be a single episode with a background story across the whole series.
Yeah.
Mandalorian was single episode stories with a background story.
Yeah, with an ongoing thread.
Yeah, but the Book of Boba Fett isn't, even though it's set after Mandalorian.
Yeah.
It's interesting the way that they're chopping and changing.
Well,
between the two
it's kind of during Mandalorian because there's another series of Mandalorian coming. So
yeah, well, I mean, between the series
Yeah.
series we've seen, but yeah, it's quite interesting, and I'm loving the fact that it's like the whole memory story with the Sand People is awesome.
yeah.
Loving it because it really highlights that because the Sand People were the
No.
but the Sand People were the natives.
So, but the big conflict that's coming, I'm really interested in seeing how that plays out.
Yeah, with the huts.
Yeah.
And we need permission as well. That got me a little bit.
Yeah, I actually found out what that was. So this isn't spoiler.
No.
So this is actually kind of outside information that you kind of need to know. So apparently the Hutts have a kind of a shaky treaty with the New Republic because the Hutts helped the rebellion
and main stability in the areas where they rule.
Yeah, but they also supplied the rebellion with things like weapons and
probably the Imperial
equipment.
and
So-
probably the Empire as well. To be honest,
So
but
they
yeah.
kind of have a little bit of a treaty
Right,
with the New
okay.
Republic. So Boba Fett needs permission from the New Republic to go after the Hutts.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. just thinking about the Mandalorian, the time frame, where we are in the world of Star Wars. So the second Death Star has just been destroyed, and the Empire are, if they do exist there, in little straggling elements around.
Yeah. So basically, the Empire has only just been defeated.
Yeah.
They're now sort of scattered, and like you've got, if they're still going to keep the sequel trilogy canon and that, you've got like the startings of the First Order happening somewhere.
That's what we saw in the Mandalorian second season. That's when they were trying to experiment on
It's all kind of leading up to that. So
because
the Empire is still a thing. They're just no longer the ruling body.
Stormtroopers didn't have nice shiny new uniforms. They're all dirty and tatty and everything. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, and then we're around about that time, but we're well before the First Order at this point.
Yeah.
Because it's I don't know how many years it is, but it's probably about 30 years after Episode 6 and Episode 7. So.
Yeah. So the New Republic is now is the current ruling body, and so that everything revolves around that.
I'm really looking forward to watching that. That I really enjoy the Book of Boba Fett, and I can't wait to see how it plays out. To be honest. Anything more?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Is there anything you're looking forward to watching, seeing anything coming out? Obviously, we're going to watch Eternals that comes out today. You said there's a new animation that you said something gone wrong.
Oh, Ron's Gone Wrong.
Ron's Gone Wrong on Disney Plus.
Reminds me a lot of Big Hero 6. It's quite funny.
Right. Yeah.
That's quite.
I quite enjoyed Big Hero 6.
Louise and Ben.
Yeah, and you were also saying that you were looking forward to the new Hotel Transylvania as well. So
Oh yes.
Is Hotel Transylvania Disney or is that
DreamWorks.
DreamWorks, right? Okay,
I think it's DreamWorks.
so that's Universal then.
Yeah,
Okay, so that'll be on Netflix or Amazon
it's a Prime exclusive.
Prime. Okay,
Yeah, so it's actually coming out on Prime.
that's cool. Right, that is our geeking out session. Now we're going on to listeners' questions and mini law with Gus. So if you do have any questions, please put them into the chat right now. Make sure you start your sentence with the word question in capitals and then ask your question afterwards. And also put them into Discord if you can. If you are listening on the podcast and you want to ask us a question, please just give us an email or go to our Discord. You can find the link in the show notes. And then you can ask the question, and next week we will, or whatever week we see it on, we can then ask the question for you and you can listen back to it. So let's have a look. Let's see on the Discord if we've got any questions waiting for us. We have got at least a statement there. Let's go. Gus, where'd you get that epic t-shirt or epicness? I need one of them.
My brother-in-law bought it for me for Christmas last year.
You don't know how we got hold of it then?
I have no clue.
So it says, I have too many board games, said no one ever.
I'm sure if you just put into Google
That. And then the word t-shirt.
yeah, it'll probably come up somewhere.
Yeah,
So,
probably. Okay.
where am I? I'm on the wrong page. Podcast, this is the questions.
There you go.
There you go. Question for Griffin. So why do you even get me to read that? That's for you.
Yeah, I know, but I read the question to
What's
you.
your big business? I can't even
Blair.
Can't even read. You're getting an illiterate monkey to try and read questions. Questions? Yeah. This wowdy wabble. I've lost the plot. What was your biggest business regret in 2021? And similar, what was your biggest business win of 2021?
Biggest business regret. I don't like the word regret because it implies that I could have done something different about it.
Ordering Dominion.
But the biggest business blunder is thinking Dominion was more popular than it was. I think I ordered in 70.
Well, I mean, I knew it would never be as popular as Indomitus, but I never knew it would bomb that hard.
Yeah. I think I ordered 70 units in. It took me until October with heavy discounts to get rid of them. So it took me like 4 months to get rid of them.
Yeah. But even I thought that you ordering 60 was too much. But at the same time, I still thought you'd get through half of that in no problem at all.
Yeah.
And then when you only sold like 10 in the first week, I was like, you what?
Yeah. I've also learnt now, and quite a few of my customers, guys that come here to listen to me here, you guys are amazing. And I used to put like special edition items on for RRP. And then you guys would still purchase because you're awesome. But there's a good portion of my customer base that only come to me for my 21% off. And that's absolutely fine. They are my customers and they are looking for the best deal. And why shouldn't they? But I then instantly lose those customers when I don't provide that that discount.
Yeah.
So I might still sell the products or I might not sell the products, but what I'm doing is I'm turning away customers that I would normally get. So I learned throughout 2021 to keep my discounts going even on limited edition products because an extra £10 here on, and I might buy 5 boxes in, £50, that's not profit, guys. I don't see that as profit. Even though everyone's probably thinking you're discounting it down, so therefore anything above it, yes, it is profit. It's not. There is more costs involved. So where I might charge an extra £10, I'm only seeing £6 of that. Now, if that's I buy 5 boxes in, that's £6 per box, and I lose some customers, and they might then stop coming to me. I don't see that 30 quid.
You then
as
now
a benefit.
lost a future sale.
Yeah. So it's I've learnt that. So that's something I've learnt throughout the 2021.
But what was your biggest win? What was your yes? This went well.
It's hard because we've discontinued a few lines because they weren't selling. 2021 wasn't a good year. It just wasn't. Yeah. I mean, World of Tanks, technically, I got in before Christmas. So, World of Tanks.
Yeah, at the moment, it's been...
It started off really well, but I'm going to see the massive benefit from it in 2022. So, the best decision I made in 2021 was to start stocking them.
Yeah.
There you go, I guess.
Yeah. Going to Salute.
Yes, going to Salute was an eye-opener. So, question. What is the airspeed of an unladen swallow? 5.
What, African or European?
5.
Okay.
Yeah.
0.6.
Ooh. It managed to get the 0.6. Okay. Is there another stream today? Yes, there will. Gus will be on stream about
1:30.
1:30.
What time is it now?
What, 1:30, yeah?
Yeah, about 1:30, yeah.
What is your biggest opportunity for 2022? If you can reveal it, obviously, maybe a trade secret. I ain't got any trade secrets. Grifcon I'm really looking forward to, and I hope it is as success as I hope it to be. We've got a capacity of 250 people. Now, if I sell 250 tickets, that will be epic. The event will be epic. It will be phenomenal. But I'm not going to sell 250 tickets. If I sell 100 tickets, I'll be absolutely astonished. I'll be amazed. Just give me 1 second, guys. Right, but I've lost my train of thought. Now, the biggest opportunity I'm looking forward to is to running monthly events. Because that is really going to develop our engagement with our community, our hobby.
Get some footfall in the shop.
Yeah, it's not even that. I'm excited about having people play, not just about footfall, about in the shop as in because it's a shop, but I'm excited about the fact that we're actually going to start interacting with people.
Yeah, well, yeah, but that's what I mean. But this will get people of the mindset that this is a place that they can go.
Yeah.
And we're actually interact and actually play games.
And you know, one of the biggest benefits we have of being here and not being in a high street is it's free parking. There's always parking. We've got a cafe next door, and it's not busy.
I do feel like a level of footfall would help you a lot, though.
Yes,
but
it would. But at the same time, if you want to come down here with a big bag of hobby miniatures and you want to play a game against your friend, crack on.
Yeah.
We will be doing table bookings once we've got both tables in. But at the same time, you haven't got to walk past all of these people staring at you because you've got models under your arm. Do you get what I mean?
no,
There is a stigma related to it, and you haven't got that here.
shouldn't be.
And no, there really shouldn't be.
Well, a lot less these days.
Yeah, it is a lot
People
less
are a
these
lot more
days. But
accepting of
Yeah.
the outsider these days.
so I'm really excited. We're on the 29th of January, so that's 2 weeks from this Saturday. We've got our first World of Tanks tournament. Actually, our first tournament completely. And I'm so excited for it. This weekend, on Saturday, is that the 15th, I think, yeah? We have got another demo day. But what me and Gus are going to do is, if there is some time, we're going to actually meta up our platoons to do a mini game between us as if we would be playing a tournament.
If I've got time.
If you've got time.
If I've got time.
And
on
if
Saturday.
I've got time, don't forget I'm working.
Well, yeah.
So that would be quite cool. Yeah, so we're going to base it on 200 points. We are going to see what tanks we would deploy for those 200 points, what upgrade cards we would use, and we're going to use Saturday as that learning day.
Redscope in chat said he'd love to have models under his arm. Not those kind of models.
So I employ anyone that is going to come along on Saturday to actually come along as if you were playing a 200-point game. That would be quite cool and quite interesting. I could even provide you with the platoon sheet that you write the information down on, so that you can get used to what it would be like in a tournament. Let's just quickly go back to the chat to see if there's any questions. Have you seen any questions come up?
I haven't had the screen open, so
Give me one moment, guys. I can't see anyone with a capitals of question before in the chat.
Joshua says make time. Yeah, I do make time, but I have to make time for my wife first.
No, there's no questions in chat, so we'll quickly pop back over to Discord. Okay. Do you want to read the next one? Can you not read that?
It's too far away.
Too far away?
Too far away.
No, wrong icon.
This is the wrong. I know.
That one there.
Marva said we'll next see Charlie Cox as Daredevil in the Disney Plus She-Hulk series. That makes sense.
Okay.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
So Marvel has said we'll see the next Charlie Cox as Daredevil in the Disney Plus She-Hulk series. What other characters would you like seeing in that Disney Plus series reprising their roles?
I want to see a conclusion to them teasing the leader. So do you remember? Have you watched the Incredible Hulk, the Edward Norton one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the scientist that's helping him.
The big brain.
Yeah.
Right.
Where we getting the like, blood dripping on him, and then his head starts pulsating.
It's like Mega Mind.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a character known as the leader. So he needs. It's a dangling thread that's been bugging me for so long.
Right, okay.
But yeah, Charlie Cox appearing in She-Hulk makes 100% sense because She-Hulk is a lawyer. And Daredevil is a lawyer.
Charlie Cox is the actor of Daredevil. That we know of.
Yeah.
Right, okay. I didn't know his actual
Right.
actor name. Okay.
Yeah. So him being in that series, probably in a courtroom scene of some kind.
Defending the She-Hulk.
Oh, no. There'll be like opposing lawyers.
Oh, is She-Hulk a lawyer?
Yeah.
Oh, that you just said that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, that'd be quite interesting.
That would be very interesting.
But the thing is, Daredevil is only ever a defendant, never a prosecutor.
But it depends.
So is She-Hulk going to be like part of the district attorney's office?
Probably, actually. I would imagine so.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And the great thing about She-Hulk being a lawyer is that she She-Hulk is the lawyer. She has an alter ego of Jennifer Waters, but she tends to be She-Hulk all the time, even when she's in a suit in the courtroom.
Right. Okay. She green,
Yeah.
and people know she's She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not a Bruce Banner.
No.
Okay.
Well, everyone knows that he is now as well, so...
Yeah.
X-Men, 'cause obviously he's the...
Oh, are we going to see X-Men come into the MCU?
Yes.
Yes, but whether it's good or not is another question.
Yeah, so that's 100% been confirmed.
So, because the comic books I'm reading of or the Uncanny Avengers includes X-Men in the Avengers.
Yeah. Well, they're doing Secret Wars.
Right. Okay.
They're doing Secret Wars in the future.
Okay. All right. Moving on. Redscope Mini says, how is the 3D printer aspect of the hobbying going?
I don't think you've turned it on in a couple of weeks.
No, since Christmas. I decommissioned it for Christmas, and I've been busy since Christmas. We're using it for scenery printing, essentially, for our World of Tanks games. So that's doing us quite well. I will be printing shed loads of miniatures for Grifcon. Because I'll be using them for the speed painting, for any freebies we give away and stuff like
goodie
this.
bags and
Yeah,
stuff
goodie
like
bags
that,
and stuff. So yeah, I'm using it as a value-added service. I'm not going to go down the aspect of selling miniatures that I haven't designed myself or I haven't had commissioned to be designed. So I'll be giving things away for free. I'll be giving things away for free, or if anyone wants to come and send me an STL, I can always print it for them. Yeah. But that's basically where the 3D printing is going. But I won't be pushing the 3D printing service because that's its own business.
Yeah, I mean,
there's far more companies suited for that out there.
Yeah, I mean, we might even add a paid service where if people want stuff printed, they could pay for time on your machine.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm not really going to.
No.
That.
No, but
yeah.
that's probably an avenue to look into.
Will you progress from World of Tanks into the full game of Flames of War? Now,
possibly.
What I'm picking up on here is, will you be progress from World of Tanks into the full game of Flames of War? Now, are you meaning replacing one with the other? Because obviously they are two very different games. They might use the same miniatures in terms of the tanks, but they're two completely different games. We already do Flames of War, SALs, but we've got most of the British stuff here for D-Day and the late war. I believe I saw a reveal video come just before Christmas or during the Christmas period that spoke about mid-war and Africa.
Oh, okay.
So they're doing a release this year. The problem I've got is when I bring on a new product line is I haven't got huge amounts of spare funds to buying all the new products. Games Workshop is the only company that provide credit. So I have to have the liquid cash.
Yeah, we need actual money
and available before I sell the product. So I have to buy it in. It has to be spare cash I've got, and then
we have to know we can shift it.
Yeah, and so far Flames of War is doing okay, but it's not doing as well as World of Tanks.
Yeah. But we are pushing World of Tanks quite a bit. So.
But at the same time, Flames of War is a different game. It's not a gateway game.
No.
When World of Tanks is. So, yes, we will get more Flames of War in, but at the same time, as what you said recently, was it on stream? You said it yesterday.
I said a lot of things.
Yeah, it was. It was you. People didn't like the fact, or they're waiting to spend their money until they improve the game. No, that was on your stream at your house.
Yes,
that was it. It is people are waiting to give GW money. Once they've improved the game. The problem here...
Yeah, so that was somebody basically making the argument of, I don't like the way that Games Workshop are doing things, so they're not getting my money. Well, it's like, well, if you don't buy the things that they put out, you're not telling them anything. You're not making them change. That they won't make things better if people aren't buying them. Yeah. Basically, I don't like the way that you've changed this rule in this game. You're now not getting my money. Okay, so they'll just stop making that product.
Yeah, and essentially that's
they won't change it because you're not buying it. They'll just see that you're not buying it and go, okay.
And that's the reason why
and that's what happened to Fantasy.
Yeah,
people saying we don't like what they did to Fantasy. Well, they did what they did to Fantasy because nobody was buying it.
And that is the reason why we discontinued Star Wars X-Wing and Star Wars Legion. No one was buying it. It's the reason why we're discontinuing the Gamer Grass bases, because no one's buying them. The odd sale here and there doesn't justify us keeping the entire product range in stock.
Yeah, or restocking it.
Yeah, or restocking it. So with Flames of War, with World of Tanks, we're sorted. Everyone's buying it, right? That's brilliant. It might peter off, that's fine. But we've got the commitment there. Flames of War, there isn't that commitment there yet. If I can't justify buying in the full range, if people aren't buying it. Now, if there are people out there going, oh, I do want that airborne unit, but I'm going to hold off until they stock the equivalent German unit. If you don't buy that airborne unit, I don't know you want the German unit.
There's actually a related question that's just popped up in chat. Question: what's so bad about Aeronautica? People aren't buying it.
Where is it?
From Piccolo.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Is it actually...
I think we're on the other screen.
Where is it?
Because
No, that should come up here as well.
Yeah, my chat's been closed, so it hasn't updated. This is old.
Oh, right, okay. Further up. Okay,
yeah,
so
it's like, what's so bad about Aeronautica? People aren't buying it.
Yeah, if people
we,
don't buy
we
it.
don't have a good opinion of it because people are just not buying it. We got in the starter sets, we got in the extra bits for it. Nobody bought it. So that tells us people don't want it.
Yeah. It's a difficult scenario that people are in. Now, is it one of those cases where if I stocked all of Flames of War, every single product they did, I would sell more? Yes, of course, I would probably sell more because people could buy everything they wanted from one place. But I haven't got the spare liquid assets of cash to buy in the full range, so therefore I have to buy in what is deemed to be the more popular range, or at least stock all of one faction in case there are people that just play Great Britain. And then I can see about getting all of Germany in, for instance. But if people don't buy the Great Britain because they're waiting to buy one of this and two of the other, please buy the one of this so that I know that the game is popular. Yes, Flames of War is doing okay, but it's doing around about the same level as what Star Wars Legion did when we first stocked it.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see where it comes from that, but we have to wait for us to make some more money for us to actually buy more stuff in, basically.
Plus, there's a shelf space issue that we've got to contend with, and that is we can't stock every product line of everything just because we don't have the room.
Yeah, quite literally, we wouldn't be stocking World of Tanks or Flames of War right now if we hadn't discontinued X-Wing or Legion.
Yeah.
There is quite...
Because we had that spare bit of space that we had to fill with something, so...
Well, no, it was basically... Well, it's... Yes, in essence. I knew I was going to be stocking World of Tanks when I went to Salute. At the point I went to Salute, I hadn't discontinued Legion. So there was an aspect of me wanting to stock World of Tanks forced my decision to discontinue Legion because I needed that space. I will always try and fill the space in the room with something, so... Yeah. But like I said, I've got a finite amount of space. Okay, guys, we're over our time for today, which is quite cool. If there isn't any more questions, we'll have to call it a day there, unless we think we've missed anything at all. I don't think there's any more questions in Discord.
No, I think that's it.
What have we got coming up?
Got some GG news.
GG news. No, I think I've covered it in this sort of stuff.
Okay,
basically. In the questions, pretty much covered GG news. Right, like I said, on Saturday 15th of January, that's this Saturday, starting at 11 a.m, finishing at 2:30 p.m. We have got our World of Tanks demo day. Please come along. It is free to come along, learn how to play. Or if you don't need to learn how to play, you just want to sharpen your skills or just have a game, just come along and have a game. We're completely friendly here, and don't worry about anything. If you have never played, don't worry, you don't have to purchase the thing. We have all the tanks here that you need to do to learn how to play. And then moving on from that, we have a tournament on the 29th of January for World of Tanks, and that is open to 8 people maximum. So if you are wanting to go, don't lose out on getting your tickets. Tickets are available on griffingaming.co.uk. Just search for tournament and it will come up in the search. The ticket entry is £10 to enter into the tournament. But because this is our first tournament we are ever running, we are actually giving every person that actually turns up on the day £10 off anything they purchase in store. So effectively making the entry free. And we've got some pretty decent prizes as well. I believe first place is a £20 Griffin Gaming voucher and a World of Tanks tank of your choice.
Nice.
Second and third place.
Not the Tiger, though, because they're out of stock.
Well, from the shelf.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there shouldn't be any Tigers available.
And
And the ones that are available, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
And second and third place get a World of tank of their choice.
Cool.
Next is a really awesome prize, as in the actual entry into the prize is awesome.
Yeah.
The best custom tank skin. We want it to be fun, over the top, loud.
Shall I just take the paint set home now?
No.
No.
And basically, if you've got the best tank skin, you win a World of Tanks miniatures game Vallejo paint set, which has 8 paints in it, 2 brushes, and some awesome upgrade cards. They really are quite cool.
And a really useful information
For about how to paint things.
yeah, about how to highlight and how to paint.
Yeah.
One of the best small pamphlets I've ever seen on that kind of thing.
Yeah. We currently actually have those paint sets in stock currently, so if you don't want to wait, or if you want to actually use those upgrade cards during the tournament, you need to purchase it.
Which you could do on the day.
You could do on the day, but I think
You'd have
some
to
people
amend-
might
you-
want to prepare.
You'd have to amend your sheet on the
Oh
day.
yeah,
but
true. Yeah, of course. Yeah, but all the prize giving will be at the end. So if you're waiting to win because you think you're going to win,
Oh yeah.
right. So after that, we're going to have Grifcon on the 9th of July. Tickets are beginning to sell a little bit quicker now, which is awesome. You can either sell as get one as general admission, £16, or as a VIP for £30. There'll be loads of tables set out. There will be trade stands. There will be VIP guests. There'll be keynote speeches and talks going on. There'll be a central table that will be streamed live on Twitch. There's a green room for the VIP people. For anyone with a VIP ticket, there will be complimentary food and drinks for those VIP ticket holders. Streamers corner in there. It's gonna be epic. And a couple of months before we have actual Grifcon, you'll be able, if you have already got a ticket, you'll be able to book up your table for the day. So it isn't a case of you just turn up and hope that there's a table. You know there's a table for you. You know there's a seat for you. That's your base for the day. You can paint on that table. You can game on that table, eat on that table, do whatever you want within reason.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, not quite everything.
Yep. Right. What else have we got? Is there anything else happening this year? Is there anything big happening in GW this year? I don't think so.
There's a lot of sort of smaller, big things, but there's nothing that they've released that's big. There's a couple of big things that we're hoping happen. New Primark for one. New edition of a major game that's was supposed to be coming out sometime at the end of last year, but a new Horus Heresy base game. So they're bringing Horus Heresy to the mainstream.
But this is more GW.
Curse City.
But this is more GW news. So
just general hobby stuff.
And I'm going away for 2 weeks in Easter. I won't be here. I won't be streaming. I might do one live stream, like in the park on a ride, which you're not allowed to do, but I might do it anyway. For what?
You're not here.
Easter holidays. I'm not here for Easter holidays.
When Easter
I don't know either.
It's in March, April time-ish.
April. Yeah, so that's basically the next 7 months for the GG calendar.
So you might not actually be here. You might not actually be around for my 1 year Twitch anniversary.
No, you started in...
April?
No, you started in February.
No.
I started in March, so you started before me.
No.
Yeah,
No, definitely not.
definitely.
I've only just had 9 months.
No, I have subscribed to you for 10 months.
Well, I must have only just.
No, it was last month. I did the 10 months sub on you.
That was a 9. Because
no.
it was our baby.
No,
It was our baby.
trust me.
I've only had a 9-month notification from you.
Right, someone find out when his first stream was, please. Right, guys, we're going to call it a day there, and we will see you again next week. Gus is live in a minute, in about an hour for a painting stream. But thank you very much for joining us today. We'll see you next week. This is me, Brendan Mills from Grifcon Gaming. You can find us on twitch.tv/Grifcon Gaming Harlow. And this has been Ian White, also known as Gust Hut. And you can find Gus on twitch.tv/Gust Hut. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye!